The students decided to voluntarily remove the encampment because, according to their statement, they got what they wanted. There are not going to be any penalties, and the university is going to negotiate with them about divestment. This is also according to the message that we got from President this morning. For the Israeli and Jewish community on campus, this is like a slap in the face, because we've been nothing but respectful and tried to raise our voices and let people understand that this is way more complicated and complex than what these students have been showing for the past 7 months, and specifically for the past few weeks while being in the encampment. They've been harassing students on campus. They've been, they occupied the yard, they terrorized students, they made a lot of noise and mess, and have been nothing but disruptive.
The media is back where the cop is. Tell us about the protest. His family is over.
He's crossing the street.
Yes.
The biggest achievement of the protest, I would probably say, is just drawing attention to the problem. A lot of people that aren't on the news all the time don't know about everything that's going on in Gaza, and I think the point of a protest is to draw attention and to make a scene and make a stand, and I think it definitely achieved that based on what we see on all the news. A lot of people are talking about it. I just hope that negotiations continue and that the school works with students to stop being complicit in what's going on in Gaza. So yeah, I just hope negotiations continue towards that.
I'm happy to see the encampment go down. I was not in favor of it. I think the students were very misguided and basically historically incorrect and morally off base. But I'm pleased that the situation at Harvard was not as crazy as in some other places. I certainly teach my students. I hope you learn from everything. You learn from your experiences, you learn from your friends and your neighbors and other students. So, no, I don't want things to go back the way they were. I hope people will digest these episodes and put them in context and come away with a little bit better understanding of one another, a little more mature, perhaps, way of approaching things.
Harvard remains materially and morally complicit in the genocide of Palestinians, which is why we continually see protests happening, we see student oppression happening of those protests, and we see continually people like ourselves, organizers with the cause, trying to create a sense of community around the fact that we are people that are campaigning for a particular cause, and that cause being the cause of the Palestinians.
I'll send you an email. It looks like over there.
I mean, on a human level, it feels incredibly disappointing. I think this has been probably one of the worst times that the Muslim, the Arab community, the South Asian community has seen in terms of repression of their voices, in terms of like how felt and heard they felt on this campus, just by virtue of the thing that they've been wanting to see. Just by virtue of the campaigns that they've wanted to commit themselves for, and just in terms of like the kind of protection and safety that they expect from the university when it comes to just having their voices heard.
I think the problem is that there needs to be nuance for any cause that you support. I think everybody should sort of state their axioms in which that they are against hate and terror. I think anybody who supported the October 7th Hamas attack sort of needs to rethink their decisions and sort of come back to together a collective humanity. Of course, there's a long history. Of course, there can be valid criticism of Israel. At the same time, you want to make sure what you're saying specifically is not offensive and hurtful to Jewish students. And so if there is a saying such as "from the river to the sea" or "globalize the Intifada" that is anti-Semitic for students, there is no need to continue saying it. If you're criticizing Israel, just move to another slogan. The fact that some of these people are continuing to say these things is a bit troubling to me. And I wish some people would also draw the line between their support of Palestine and their support of Hamas.
In that sense, it's been very disruptive on an emotional level when it comes to like seeing your identities being used as cards for diversity, as cards for what the university wants for itself and its image and its reputation. But the moment that we actually require a level of safety and a level of comfort and a level of promise when it comes to being able to have our voices heard, we have that immediately and absolutely compromised and no protection given to us.
I was very disappointed by the lack of willingness from the students to sort of engage in that dialogue, and rather they turned to sort of yelling and shouting.